Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Positivity Report.
Hold on. Hold on.
Get you some headphones there.
Yeah, okay.
Ken, so a pair of these headphones aren't even plugged in.
Oh, yes, they were in the way, and I did what I do at my home studio and forgot to unplug them.
Guys, we've only got a few more days of regular content. You're welcome. Okay?
We don't need these headphones. It's not like we're taking calls or anything.
Well,
it is nice to hear my voice,
nice to
though.
monitor.
Nice and
You
sexy and low.
I love Mark Ellis. He's one of my favorite people on this planet. But if he doesn't wear headphones on this show one more time, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah?
I'm kidding. I would.
Why, does he walk away from the mic and just
Well,
not
he-
The other way.
talk into
The
it?
other way. He's just a loud human.
Oh,
That's
he
all.
is.
And he's the best.
He's
Cool
shrill.
mean voice.
All right, this can be
A
Ricky's.
voice for radio.
Whenever Ricky shows up. Because we're going to talk some golf when Ricky shows up.
Yeah. He's coming. Ricky, he made the wise, sound financial decision to get the hell out of Los Angeles.
Correct, yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
And there are some drawbacks to that, like
Getting places.
getting anywhere at 9 o'clock in the morning takes a little bit longer.
Yeah, it does. Poor Trisha Hirschberger. She lives out there by Ricky as well. And I had her come in for a Josh, but it took her like an hour or 30 to get here.
Yeah.
I mean, that 5.
Oh,
That 5, kids.
you're not messing around, Ken. Ken Knapsack here.
Yeah.
Good to see you, bud.
I used to date someone up there. That was
That's a
Oof.
trick.
a 2-hour commitment every day.
Why is Ken's camera blurry? Is it blurry? Is it?
It's
It's just
like a
auto-focusing.
Oh, yeah.
He's nebulous. It's hard to nail him
It's-
down.
Yeah, you got a little. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah,
this
I think it's my third
third
appearance.
time. The old trifecta.
Yeah.
This is so tomorrow is Ikaika's last day on the show. The Hawaiian hunk of Prince of the. He's just shocked himself on the camera.
You got a good job lined up, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
going to work at.
Sounds like it.
He's going to work at a company named after a fruit, that you're supposed to eat every day to keep the doctor.
They
away.
also they poached the streamer IT guy from my old workplace as well.
Those sons of bees.
They tried to get him to stay. They're like, we'll give you so much more. He's like, you don't understand.
You don't understand. I know this company is going to fold in 6 months, and the fruit company will not.
Yeah.
And Ricky Hayberg will be here.
Yeah.
The legend. What does the FTW stand for? Is that for the win?
Fuck the world.
Oh,
No,
got it.
I think it's for the win.
For the win. And ETC is.
That's our old show.
That's right. Okay.
From way
Well,
back in the day.
I knew that one.
It's now been like 3 years, and
He's
I
just
mean,
holding
if I
on
was
for
gonna
dear
change it, I should have done it a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah,
Guys, I just sold. So right now, I want to make this happen.
Did you just sell an NFT?
No, I just sold 20.
NFT?
I just sold 20 mugs,
Yeah.
20 Positivity Report mugs to our buddy Jared Haben, who
Yeah?
now lives in Rhode Island. You know Jared, don't you? Yeah, Schmodown was on The Bachelor.
I
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think,
yeah.
I don't think that's how Eliot's
Yeah.
going to know anybody.
Right. Schmodown. He's opening a coffee shop, bar, lounge in Kingston, Rhode Island.
Kingston.
Kingston, man. On Kingston, Rhode Island, called Audrey's. And he's going to take 20 Positivity Report mugs there. The show lives on, Ken. And speaking of living on,
There he is.
everybody, Richard Anthony Hayberg has made it. Great to see you.
Fresh off the 5 freeway traffic.
That's
People
correct.
Going to work.
I will say, if you're gonna say, "Hey, can you be here at 9?" but we go live at 9, it's a bit rough. But yeah, it was quite
That's a little
the
Josh
commute.
Macuga move right
Yep,
there.
yep,
It's
yep,
it
yep,
was
yep.
quite
They started the
commute.
show without even telling me. It just started. While I
That's
was,
what we
like,
do here,
mid-thought.
Ricky. That's what we do.
Yes, 5 freeway was very bad.
5E.
That's a bad one.
Well, that's why we don't work during rush hour.
That's
so
smart.
I woke up, I was like, "What the hell is this?
'Cause
What
and
is this traffic?"
Then you make that mistake of, I'll take the old road. That's not going to help
Yeah,
you.
that's
the old
not
road
good.
is not good.
No. I did that one time, and then the old road caught on fire.
Yeah.
And I
That
got
happens.
Yeah, I
It
got
does happen around
rerouted
here.
around the fire. My buddy drove through it. I was like, "You're a madman."
You have to go up to Fillmore,
Yep.
23, come down.
Come
Can
down.
I do the Californians thing?
Yeah,
I had
go
to
ahead.
take the 14 to the old road to the 5 to the 2 to the 118 back to the 5 over to
134?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, then you get on the 134 and shit gets weird. Yep.
Yeah.
We were talking about FTW. Is that for the win? Is it F the world, or is it free the watermelons?
So that was like when I signed up for Twitter in 2008 was I had to come up with a name, and I was obviously a big gamer. But I also was very edgy at the time.
Oh.
So back then I would tell people that it was both.
Okay.
It was whatever mood I was in.
Okay.
Now it stands for a fungible token
Winner.
Yeah,
winner.
withdrawal.
Withdrawal.
Yeah.
Smart. Yes. Good to have you boys here. Thanks for making the trip. This is our last week of regular content here on the Good People Association. We may have a couple shows next week, depending on Ken's schedule, because he's got to press the buttons.
Oh yeah, that might not be good. I
Yep.
thought we were doing off.
Okay,
so.
we're off. We're off next week, and then the next week after that is Thanksgiving. I am so basically right now, boys. I know we got Futility funded. Futility, the
Yeah,
actual
congrats.
game of living. Our board game. It's over there on that chair. Ken, grab it. Just show Ricky because I think Ricky doubted us. Elliot believed in us.
I said board games. What a stupid investment.
What
Nobody plays
awful.
board games anymore.
Idiots.
Yeah.
So
What is
there's-
this? The 1970s?
Oh, look, it's real.
It's
Wow.
real. It's going to be a lot smaller when we get. That's our prototype. It's going to be about half the size as
Oh.
far as like thickness goes,
It
but still
folds more.
it's a little more foldy.
Do you want me to open it up and do an unboxing? Is that?
No, we've already done
Let's-
that. There's cards are going to be everywhere, I promise, because it's going to be a lot.
I love the
tighter.
artwork.
Well, yeah, that's our
Yeah.
buddies Aldo in Uruguay, Sebastian.
It's like a real game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot going on in here.
There
There's-
is.
It's the value versus what you get physically is way higher than anything else.
Did
that
you,
would buy these days.
Yeah.
Did you hit any of your stretch goals? For
We
like
hit 2 stretch goals.
The not safe for work pack.
We did. We got the R-rated
after hours pack.
futility nights, as we're
Yeah.
calling it. Yeah.
Yeah. We got the fuck card
Are you
pack.
gonna do a virtual version for Steam?
Well, we do have a playthrough on Steam that you can do.
Oh wow.
That just like to show you what the game is. A very short playthrough.
Some geniuses online are going to scan all of these in and put it available on Board Game Simulator, where you will get 0 royalties.
Better lawyer up.
Awesome. Yeah. I got a lawyer.
Yeah.
I don't. I know I don't. I mean, I do. I know a lot of them, but I wouldn't call them my lawyers. Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you start calling them,
you
my
gotta give me
lawyer,
$1.
that's,
Yeah.
You gotta
Here's
give me
your
$1, then you're
retainer.
on retainer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pull my
Uh,
retainer out of my mouth, hand it to him.
Mhm.
Here's your retainer.
So for the last like 2 weeks and for the next like 5 weeks, I'm just sitting and writing jokes all day long. Like I'm trying to write 50 to 70 cards for Futility
God.
a day. I'm currently averaging about 30. So
That's
my
not
goal
bad.
is
30
there.
jokes?
30 jokes.
That's good.
The goal is there. I'm listing off places that I can pull jokes from. I'm like the store, the grocery store, El Pollo Loco. Like I'm just listing
the
off
thing is
places.
you
And
can't
I'm
sit
guessing
inside.
the lovely Amanda is the one who has to hear every single one of
Correct,
these
correct.
and
Is this-
tell you whether they're good or not.
Babe, is this funny? Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah.
But you have to go out like to the grocery store to have the experience to write
Correct.
the joke, so you can't just be sitting at home.
Mm-mm. A lot of them are turning into like my baby's crawling joke.
Yeah.
Because right now she is literally Spider Girl.
You might be a baby if
It's like when people become parents and start like
all we
influencers
have.
write like children's books
Yep,
and
yep.
how-tos and
Well,
everything.
I wrote a kid's book.
Did
Didn't
you?
get- Yeah.
So there you go. You're following the exact path.
Yep.
laid
I'm going to
out
start a
for you
dad
by your
podcast.
forefathers. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. We're going to call it the Dad Cast.
That's why I want to have a kid, is for the content.
Correct. Of course. Everybody knows that.
yeah, you get them, you just start buying them toys, and like usually that would be expensive, but if you
It's a write-off.
monetize it, if you make all of every moment of happiness in your young child's life
Mm-hmm.
a monetizable moment, broadcast to the world, then it's
Yeah.
all worth it. It kind of pays for itself.
Rosie's entire
And-
life will just be one large NFT.
And that kid
Yeah.
grows up to be totally normal.
100%. I watched that documentary
Completely
about.
well adjusted.
Yeah, super well adjusted. I watched that documentary about like kids in Hollywood, and I was like, "We're moving.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with this. This is, I mean, my word.
Yeah.
Is it bad? It's not good, guys.
good.
Anyway,
But we had a lot of fun, didn't we?
did we?
Look, I don't regret anything that happened.
I always wanted to be on Family Ties. Turns out that wasn't a great show to be on.
Yeah.
So, okay. So our merch store right now, everything is 30% off. Okay. The link is pinned on the episode. There you go. That's a hell of a
And
graphic.
these are physical goods.
physical goods. We still have.
That's so 20th century.
I
What are you
know.
doing?
We
Are
still
these
have
fungible?
These are fungible. 100%
Ugh,
fungible.
oof, I don't like fungibles.
Yeah.
Box logo T-shirts in. A lot of them are sold out as right now. The beanie sold out. The dad hat is sold out. The classics. We've got the gray heather, which is really nice. Then you got the rocks glasses. Just sold some Positivity Report mugs and the hoodie, which apparently is not on sale, and I don't know why. I just emailed the merch guy, but We got some. There is some merch left. Get it while it's there.
It's a nice rocks glass. Always good to have a rocks glass around.
Yeah, get a couple of them.
Stop drinking your whiskey like a chump. Get yourself a nice rocks glass and maybe one of those ice cube trays with the big ice cubes
Ooh,
that
the
barely
blocks.
even fit.
Because you never know when someone's going to break into your house and see you drinking whiskey out of a normal glass.
Nerd.
Idiot.
What an idiot.
Come on. Like back in the day on the Josh Macuga show or the Between the Sheets, when I would just drink whiskey out of a mug. It was like, what's in there? I was like, Jack Daniels. What else do you think is in there? My cousin sent me a text today that if you work at Jack Daniels, along with your paycheck every month, you get a bottle of Jack Daniels. And I got to tell you, that sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, especially because that town is
dry.
A dry town.
Yeah.
So,
It's one of the big incentives.
Yeah.
So
A dealer doesn't dose out drugs.
Everybody knows that, Ken. Everybody
Everyone
knows
knows
it. Also, we got to give a shout out to our sponsor, Perk. PerkClothing.com.
you look like Joe Rogan in that picture.
Thank you.
He does.
I've been
Oh my God.
I've been confused for somebody that doesn't like to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
Use the code GPA-2021 for 20% off your order. Do you want to look like Joe Rogan? Go to Perk.
Is that whole outfit Perk? The
That
shirt?
is whole Perk.
Oh,
The
wow.
chinos, they really hug the butt.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, your wife has been away for a long time, right, Eliot?
She's back now.
Oh, she's back.
But yeah.
If she had come home and you'd been in a pair of Perk chinos, guaranteed pregnant.
Yeah.
Done. Over.
Which
Ricky.
is dangerous because we're absolutely not trying to get pregnant. So that
Oh,
would've-
you don't want to
that would have been a problem. This is not a
Exactly.
selling point.
Yeah.
Exactly. Perk clothing, it makes you look so good, Ricky. Makes you look so good. You have a girlfriend, right? Wife, married.
Wife, married.
Married. Guaranteed. You go home, this pocket tee, your wife can't keep your hands off you.
Yeah, she's going to be like, is that another woman's perfume?
Oh
no,
my-
that's just Perk clothing.
Woo! We did it. 20% off at Perk, 30% off at our merch store. Everything must go, Ken. This is like one of those
Everything.
furniture stores that on Burbank Boulevard that's been going out of business for the last 5 years, but it's
Yeah.
actually going out of business.
Are you trying to
For real this time.
Are you trying to gut
Yes.
the American pastime of Black Friday by giving all these deals out
Early,
weeks in advance?
Ricky, I'm like an REI employee. No work on Black Friday.
Macuga is single-handedly destroying the economy.
One merch store at a time, Ricky. One merch. Because as Eliot knows, America is back.
This is
And
the opposite of inflation. You're actually doing something very nice for America.
thank
right
you.
now.
Went to the store. Here's a card. Went to the store. Bacon's now $14 for some reason. What the
Yeah.
hell is going on?
There's been some pretty wild bacon swings.
Yeah.
The pork, the McRib is used up
It's
all
back.
the pork, and yeah, it's bad now.
When I go to buy my family 14 pounds of bacon a week, I am shocked at how much the bacon costs now. It's
Inflation.
I might
is-
as well be leasing a Tesla.
Thank you.
You're gonna need 14 gallons of milk to wash that salty bacon.
Well,
down.
of course, yeah.
Everybody
I
knows
mean, it's the only way you can do it.
Whole milk.
Correct. You can also support the show, streamlabs.com/goodpeoplegpa, and super chat it. Again, this is today, tomorrow, and Friday, our last programs for a while. Then come back for a couple weeks in December. And then our final stream. Gentlemen, if you would like to come on, we're just going to party all night like a holiday party on December 9th. It's a Thursday.
An Eddie Murphy song.
Yes, correct. And,
Yeah.
and Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. We are going to party all night until we're going to shut this place down
Nice.
until you guys take over the lease, perhaps.
Yes.
There are talks.
There
'Cause
are,
we
we are talking behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Behind
we,
the scenes.
we
Not no
just
more.
we just moved a few months back, thinking it would be
We were like,
a
this is-
semi-permanent thing, and somehow that found a way of sort of blowing up in our face.
You know when
for
your life
reasons.
starts going good for a little bit?
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? We're in a real groove here.
Yep.
You know what'd be great?
Groove is in
Just
the
staying like
heart.
this for a very long time.
Groove is
Nope,
in the
not
heart.
not in this town, Ricky.
Yeah.
As Ken chugs his body armor. What flavor is that today, Ken?
Today it's tropical punch.
Whoa,
Do you
Ken.
feel-
What's in that?
God, I never looked.
Do you feel better or worse about the company now that Coca-Cola bought them for $2 billion?
I don't know. It's kind of like Weta being sold for 1.67. I'm like,
Oh
am
my
I gonna,
God,
am I
that's
gonna
crazy.
watch?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
gonna watch Lord of the Rings now? Of course I am. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of you know what was worse for me when I found out Chipotle was owned by McDonald's.
Yeah.
But they're not anymore,
They're
right?
not, but this is like early 2000s.
Oh,
I used to
yeah,
get
yeah,
one that only Chipotle in the valley was at Topanga Canyon. I'd trek over there. I'm like, this is great, an independent burrito store. Oh, that wasn't the case. I felt bad then.
Love to shop local at Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
Speaking of shopping local, so there is a taco stand on Sepulveda and where I live. Okay, I'm not going to give you it, but
Just one cross street.
just one cross street.
Just drive up.
Yeah.
It's a big street.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I drive by it all of the time because on my street, you can't turn right into my street off of Victory. So you got to make the full.
These are more clues. This is
Yeah.
a weird.
Shit, I gave away the street,
You're
Ken.
doxing yourself.
It's
Yeah.
all right. We're moving soon anyway. So there is this, and it is always crowded. And every time I drive by, I'm like, babe, I'm stopping there. And she's like, no, we don't do street meat. I was like, this isn't street meat. This is clearly a business because there's also a guy selling shoes next to him. So they've created a little economy there on Sepulveda. So Sunday night, Amanda wasn't feeling great. She was like, I'm just going to have soup. I was like, well, I'm going to get the taco stand. So I stood outside, had a number. It took about a half an hour to get my burrito. But boys, let me tell you something. When that burrito came, blew my mind. There's a guy, he takes the cheese and throws it first onto the flat iron,
Love
Yeah.
that.
right? Then he takes the tortilla, gets the cheese on it.
Those guys are masters of the grill.
It's
They
unbelievable.
do stuff, you watch it, you're like, oh, that looks easy. And you
Yeah.
try doing anything like it at home. You're like, it's stuck. What do I do?
I don't know, right? Then the guy over here on the El Pastor, he's got the machete. And
Yeah.
he's chopping it up. And then on top of them, I thought it was cheese. No, it's a pineapple.
Yeah.
Have you never eaten
No.
at a taco stand on the side of the road?
In my life, never.
Did he
Oh
throw
my
the
God.
meat from the spindle to the taco like this?
Yes.
Like they.
Dude,
Yeah.
flicks it.
Yeah.
And then he gets the pineapple and just goes like, and lands it in the taco shell. No
Delicious.
problem.
Yeah.
So the guy says my number. I obviously do not speak Spanish because I took German in high school.
Ach, yeah.
Yeah, jawohl. And he's like, he says my number in Spanish, but I know ocho is 8. So I was 68. I got it. And I was like, I got so flustered that I just started ordering other things. I was like, nachos. I got $34 worth of
Hell
taco
yeah.
stand, burrito, tacos, and nachos, and ate it all.
Oh my
And
God.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, sometimes you have those nights where you just got to go wild.
It was better than any Chipotle I've ever been
Oh,
to.
yeah.
Blew my mind.
Yeah.
So now
well,
I drive by there all the time and just crave it.
how long have you lived here?
13 years.
That's insane to me.
You went that long without
that like
getting
this
some
is a
street
new
meat?
revelation to you.
Let me tell you guys the story. So here's what happened. I'm living in New York, and I'm drunk, and there's a woman cooking hot dogs outside of a bar. And it wasn't like your classic New York taco stand, or like classic New York hot dog stand, right?
Sure.
This was just a woman on a flat iron making tacos outside of the Spring Lounge. And I had it. It was a bacon-wrapped hot dog in a bun with tomatoes and all the fixings, and I got food poisoning really bad
Oh.
and refused to go onto street meat.
See, New York City, it's all about the halal food carts.
Yeah.
Every time I go to New York and it's late at night, and it's very easy for it to get late at night in New York.
It
you,
is.
You find the most scary-looking
Wallish.
Middle Eastern food cart, and it's usually I've never regretted it.
Well, and also like you can get a good read on it by I mean, when I was not growing up here, but in my 20s here, it's like you'd get out of a concert or a club or whatever, and there'd be people with trays and cooking hot dogs and stuff. But like, the taco stands in town are repeatedly open, like in their spots.
Yeah.
Like they wouldn't have lines if people were constantly getting food poisoning at them, and it's a bit more. It's like semi-permanent kind of locations. So there's a lot of like really good ones. The thing that's like really big right now, or getting bigger, is they give you the giant cup of like tomato and salsa like soup, and you dip the entire taco into it.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Man, this sounds incredible.
It's
I
like
love a good
burrito or
dip.
something.
Oh, yeah, it's called something like that.
I come
Yeah,
from a long
with a
line
B.
of dipping we're a big dip family. A lot of
Lots
dips
of
growing.
sauce,
Yes.
lots
It's one of my favorite
Sauces.
Martin Short
Like a
character
French
traits.
dip. You like a French
Oh
dip?
man.
Oh,
Yes.
I love
Like a
to
French
dip
onion?
a beef
Oh,
sandwich.
you're talking about French dip like Philippe's,
Philippe's.
like
Yeah,
downtown.
Yeah. Well,
But French onion dip with like a pretzel and a chip.
Yeah.
we're always
Yeah.
talking about.
Ken, what do you got? We
No,
always
the
go
Martin
into
Short and Only Murders in the Building. He's like obsessed with dips
Yeah.
the entire time. I thought it was
Do you guys watch that show?
No,
It's
I
really
hear it's
good.
though.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fantastic.
I'm on season 2 of The Sopranos.
Oh, what?
Yeah, me and Sopranos is like you and taco stands.
Mm-hmm.
I got it.
Thank you, Ricky.
It's just
Well done.
13 years too late.
Let's hear it. That's really good. You nailed that.
Yeah.
Are you gonna? Are you? Did you start watching because you want to get to the movie?
No, it's because I have HBO Max for free because I have AT&T
Yeah.
internet. They gave me a year, and I was
Rip
watching
it up.
through Succession and was like, hey, you know what? I've never watched
Sopranos.
Or
Yeah.
I've seen like a couple episodes, but Yeah, I'm hooked. I watch 3 episodes a night now, pretty much.
Oh,
It's a great show.
so
It's
good.
the original prestige drama.
It really is, and probably the best pilot in the history of television, in my opinion. I think it's the best pilot.
See, I remember not loving the pilot.
Really?
The pilot felt kind of goofy. It's almost like
That's why I talked to Eliot about it, and he was like, the first season's kind of goofy, and I was like, I really enjoyed it, but I
Oh,
understand
man.
there's lots of talk about ducks ripping people's dicks off. And
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean, David Chase is a weird dude, and he looks at the world in a very like weird tinted pair of glasses because there's some like standalone Sopranos episodes that are just dream sequences, and
Yeah.
it's very strange, but there is also probably the best bottle episode in the history of TV. Have you gotten to Pine Barrens yet?
No, I'm season 2, episode 4 now.
Okay, I
Pine
think
Barrens
Pine Barrens is season 3, right?
great.
Maybe?
I mean, it is a funny show in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
Like,
there's lots of comedy in
Oh,
it.
it's amazing.
The
Yeah.
side characters, like Paulie, Christopher,
Yeah,
and
Bobby Bacala.
Yeah, like
I mean, so Ken, have you never watched Sopranos?
I have not.
Yeah.
I
See,
listened
what's
to
the
it.
deal? Like, I feel like
So-
I'm not alone in this. Like that people miss this
Yeah, a lot of people.
momentous.
I missed it initially because I couldn't afford HBO.
Yeah, that's.
But then
No,
my-
I
didn't
couldn't
have
either.
HBO
Yeah.
when I was that age.
I used to watch Curb on CD-ROMs, bootleg from a friend of mine. My old roommate used to watch Sopranos all the time, so I've heard a lot of episodes.
Right.
Just like I've heard all 8 seasons of
gonna-
Dexter the last couple weeks while Grace watched it.
Grace watched it. That's such a Grace show. It's
It
all
is.
murder and blood.
And I actually thought the finale was great, but that's also because it's 5 years removed from the discussion.
Well, it's coming back.
It is.
We watched.
It's
the first
coming
episode,
home.
It's basically like what Walter White was living like out in the snow, and he's like, "I'm coming back. I'm just gonna light up this building."
And then Succession's like, I hate everything in the show
I
and
hate
everything that everyone does and everyone in the show, but I love watching the show.
I know. I can't stand that show, but love to watch it.
Yeah.
Right? Like none of them can get out of their own way.
Yeah, they're
And
all just terrible people, except
Just-
Cousin Greg, who I
Cousin Greg is amazing. I actually met that dude one time before
He's
he
like
was
8
Cousin
feet
Greg.
tall.
He's
He's a-
huge.
love. Yeah, I was watching it because it's like he's tall next to
Kendall Roy.
well, Kendall's real small. Kendall's smaller than who's Shiv's husband's name? Tom.
Tom.
So Tom's like a head
Who's
taller.
British.
Yeah, and
Which throws
Shiv
me
is
off.
too. But Tom's like a head taller than Kendall, and then Cousin Greg is a head taller than
Than-
Tom. And
than
I'm like,
Tom.
I had to like Google it. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is Kendall just tiny? He's like, no, he's like
Also,
5'9".
Yeah.
terrible American accent. You can clearly tell that he's British on the
Oh,
show.
Tom has a tough time with the American accent for sure. Wiley Todd chimes in with Super Chat. Thank you for the support. Just binged Sopranos for the first time for the movie. Great soundtrack. I'm 21. That's why I'm late to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I didn't start
That's a good
watching.
excuse. So,
It
yeah.
is.
I didn't start watching Sopranos until season 3, so I missed like live the first 2 seasons because my parents refused to get HBO. But then I got to college and we had HBO, and so I watched season 3 and then went back. I watched those DVDs like the Sopranos. My brother has a whole box set. I watched those DVDs like on loop when I was kind of like depressed my junior year of college. I watched so much.
I got into a lot of premium cable shows in college because suddenly a lot of people knew how to acquire files. Like my freshman dorm was like a criminal enterprise
Yeah, it
when
was-
it came to like it was wild. Someone figured out how to like set up a LAN for like the entire building.
Jesus.
For people
Where'd
to
you go
just
to
like
college?
drop their files. LMU.
Oh damn, yeah, that seems like an LA thing. Pennsylvania, we were just like, we got this thing.
When I was in high school, not me, but a guy I know, would go dumpster diving at Blockbuster because they would throw away all of their empty DVD cases.
Yeah.
And not me, but a guy I know would print out the covers of the movies and just download them and burn them and have an entire DVD collection of VCDs. This guy, he saw everything.
He really saw it
saw it
coming.
all.
Well, I love that guy. You know,
Yeah.
he's
So does
fantastic.
the FBI.
Yeah,
I love that guy.
He's a real
Nah,
entrepreneur.
he actually died a couple years
Yeah,
ago.
he died.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the first song you downloaded on Napster and how? I mean, because I remember trying to download songs and like leaving for class and coming back and like still got 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first song you downloaded? on
The
Napster?
first one, I don't know. It's probably something bad. Probably some pop punk trash from like the mid '90s.
like Operation Ivy.
SR-71 or some shit. But yeah, no. I the thing I remember the most was how many things were improperly labeled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like every reggae song ever was listed as Bob Marley. Just kind of
I think-
racist. Just like any song that sounds vaguely
Yep.
like the genre of reggae. Bob
Bob
Marley.
Marley.
Probably Marley is how they listed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of DMX because
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like stuff that you couldn't buy because you like going to Walmart or whatever because I grew up in the suburbs.
Yeah.
It's like they
Oh,
wouldn't sell
right.
it to you.
Parental advisory.
But also, what was better that I didn't use Napster a whole lot because I don't know if you guys ever got on it, but there was
LimeWire?
no. It was a program called SoulSeek,
Oh, yeah.
and so SoulSeek was
These tech guys over here.
it
Ken.
it was kind of like chat rooms, but not really. But there were subgenres of music.
'Kay.
So you'd go into like, for me, it was like the screamo or hardcore or metal chat rooms, and you could look on people's profiles. They would make available.
So
their
like
file,
Spotify
their
before
file. No, it wasn't Spotify. They would make their available their file directories. So you could go in and you would find bands that you'd never heard of because these people are opening up like certain file directories on their computers.
Damn.
And you could just browse all of their music and just drag it onto your computer, and it would download that entire folder over the
That's
course of
pretty
time.
sick.
So that was where I found like so many underground like electronic and hardcore and all that kind of stuff back then. Was just like, well, this guy likes this band I like, so let me check out
SoulSeek?
all these other things.
SoulSeek.
Yeah, it was slsk like .org or something at the time.
Yeah. I my first song.
A guy I know did that.
Yeah, a guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first song, Ken, you guess it? I guarantee you can guess it. I guarantee.
Like
can
it'd be
guess.
a Journey live at Houston.
Sweet Caroline.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, no.
Come on, Ken. You can do this. What song do we love to dance to?
Annie Lennox, Walking on Broken Glass.
Correct. That was my first Napster song. Baby.
It's a great song.
Walking on Broken Glass.
See, I didn't need to download that because my dad had the Annie Lennox just on constant rotation in the house.
Your dad's
so-
kind of a genius.
You were raised
Ricky's like,
right.
I was into screamo and hardcore. I'm like, Annie Lennox, Walking on Bro. You guys got that? Like, I would. I don't. We couldn't be like three more different people as far as like what we were like in high school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably, yeah.
But I think we probably all would have been just like, hey, he's a good dude.
So I actually bought a lot of music back then because back then punk and hardcore was, for whatever reason, I guess because it was cheap back then, widely available and heavily sold on 7-inch vinyl.
Whoa.
So I owned like an outrageous vinyl collection when I was like 17 or
Shit.
18, and I remember I had to sell it. And at that time, when I was 17, which is like 2001
Right.
or something, my vinyl collection back then, which had like no classics in it, it was all hardcore and screamo and punk. At that time, I had to sell it to fix my transmission on my 1985 Ford
Cavalier.
LTD.
Yeah.
And it was worth. I sold it for $800,
Get the
Oh,
fuck
God.
out of here.
which is like that was a
ton.
lot back then.
Yeah.
For
now
especially
it's
for
probably.
vinyl.
I mean.
Well,
you-
now that's probably worth like $8,000
Yeah,
because those were all like
Yeah.
one of 100.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
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 Shit.
I went to one hardcore show. I went to see this band, and they were called the Ike McCoy Band. This was in Pittsburgh, and they threw a T-shirt out, and a guy punched me in the face for the T-shirt, and I was like, I'm gonna leave. I don't like the
I'm gonna
mosh
go
pit.
follow Fish around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when I started wearing a Fish hoodie. I really went through a lot of music phases, and then settled on yacht rock, and I feel very comfortable as to where I am at this point in my music career.
Yeah.
I want to see
Very
Christ-
non-threatening.
non-threatening.
Yeah.
Like I just want to see Michael McDonald, Christopher Cross, and Kenny Loggins in the same show, and then I can just retire from concerts. That's really what I want to see.
That does sound like a great
It's
show.
like when
right?
you know when you see like boomers and Karens getting aggro. Like if you walked up with like a boombox with Michael McDonald or like Jimmy Buffett,
Yep.
and a margarita, that's how you do it.
Uh-huh.
That's
Well,
how you calm them down.
That's my kind of place. Not in. So we were playing
Ma'am,
golf.
I have found your lost shaker of salt. Is this what you're so upset about?
Is this a cheeseburger in paradise?
It sure
Anywhere.
is.
We were playing golf. My dad was struggling a little bit. I was like, Dad, I think you need a jam, and I just hit the Yacht Rock Pandora, and Michael McDonald's taking it to the streets. Come on, my dad's like, oh, I love this
Taking
song.
It to the Streets.
It's a great song.
Bum,
You don't know
bum,
me, but I'm
bum.
your brother.
Yeah,
Take
it's
it,
a
Ricky.
classic. Take it to the streets.
Take
Oh,
I used to
Transcends genre.
It
actually.
really does. Michael McDonald's voice is the voice not of his generation, but all generations. You guys know in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey that he's one of the people up there at like the music council in the future. It's just like
Is
no,
he
it's-
inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yeah, like 4 different
Yeah,
times.
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doobie Brothers, Alone, Christopher Cross. He came out and performed with Christopher. I mean, come on, the guy's an absolute legend. And that beard,
Yeah.
and he's got those
Iconic.
fat chicken fingers hitting those pianos.
Was it him or is it him singing on the Doobie Brothers, taking it or not taking it to the streets?
You know, I know where you're gonna go.
God,
You're
it was
gonna
so
get
good. What song was that? It was
She came from somewhere back in a long ago. Somebody believe what you wanted to say.
Ricky's old vinyl collection is burning
Burn
somewhere.
It's crying and some. Did you sell it?
What
to like
a Fool
friend?
Believes. That's
There
what
it is.
I did, but it's probably like disseminated across multiple people by now. The only music my dad was into like 80s hair metal, so I didn't have any of the Michael McDonald stuff.
Okay.
It was all Southern rock and 80s hair metal.
Like a Leonard Skinnered?
Yeah, and Damn Yankees.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Lots of stuff like that.
So I go to see...
My dad will tell you the story about how he saw Leonard Skinner 2 days before the plane crash.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, because you're from Florida, right?
Yeah,
and
he
they're
saw
a
him
Florida
at
band.
Tampa, at the Tampa Stadium.
Wow. What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
That is one of the better behind
And
the
they had to
music.
remake the cover of Street Survivor because it had flames on it, and they died in burning wreckage.
Shit. Guys,
Jesus.
I mean, Leonard Skinner, okay, first of all, it's still like the #1 band in Pittsburgh. Like, it's never switched. It's been like that for the last 60 years. And to this day, it's like, what's your favorite band? Skinnered. Great. And they sell out, they'll sell 40,000 tickets in Pittsburgh, no problem. They don't care who the lead singer is. They couldn't care less. It's Skinnered. That behind the music of Skinnered is incredible. Like back in the day.
We were talking about it last night with Ellis and Tom Rhodes. We had dinner talking about that.
There's a documentary on Netflix. I haven't seen it. But,
About Skinnered?
yeah.
I watched it too. Because it was
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
because it's from like those surviving bands and mostly from like the women's point of view that were in that like shack, and they were like, we would go buy them bologna as they made Sweet Home Alabama because they couldn't afford anything else. Just like a bug-filled shack in the middle of Jacksonville, like out in the sticks. My dad and mom, like my mom and dad loved like Beatles, Rolling Stones, but my dad loved Motown. So our entire house was just filled with, like the Temptations double CD, right? Like the greatest hits of that kind of stuff.
I could see I've seen your dad dance with a chair, and that tracks.
Yeah.
It's a Motown
My dad does a
kind of vibe.
You would enjoy it. At like a wedding, my dad dances with chairs.
He's a good dancer.
Like with one chair. It's pretty solid.
Like as his partner?
Yeah.
Puts the chair up.
No, like he spins it.
Spins it.
He can flip it over his head.
It's really
yeah, the old man goes for
he
it.
goes for it.
He almost took off my head at my wedding.
Yeah,
It came
seems
like
a little dangerous
right
potentially.
by. Damn Yankees. So I go to see Styx, Foreigner, REO Speedwagon, and Ted Nugent at the Greek. Okay. Ted Nugent, fine, whatever. Shot his arrows, walked off stage. So they're all there, right? And you figure Damn Yankees is going to come, like that's going to end the show, and they're going to do Take Me High Enough. Never happened. So we're walking out. I'm livid. I'm sitting behind. I'm just so angry because I wanted that Damn Yankee song to come on. I'm walking in front of me, seated were Putty and Shooter McGavin, like with their families, and I start going like I start just singing a cappella, like "Can you take?" And Putty turns like yeah, and we all as we're ushering out of the Greek, it just turns into like an a cappella "Can You Take Me High Enough?" Like 1,000 people start singing it.
And then wouldn't you know it, the lights came on,
Boom!
and they came back out, and sure enough.
It would have been incredible, but unfortunately, that never happened. And I think I blame Ted Nugent because
fair.
he's a real asshole.
Not the best person.
No.
My mom told me a story once that she's like, "Yeah, I used to go to concerts," and she told me about how she put like REO with sunscreen on her back, and she said she had and she went to a REO Speedwagon show, and she had
That's
REO on her back for
incredible.
like a month.
That's awesome. I did a smiley face on my buddy who passed out at the beach one time. Kingsport Cow with a super chat. I downloaded a lot of the new pop hits, burned them to multiple CDs, and sold them as summer mixes to people at work and out on the streets. I'm old school punk too. That's funny.
Yeah, I was like, because there was a while where even having a CDR drive was like
a big
unusual.
deal.
Like when I was in high school, so people would pay me.
Yeah,
just they'd give me a list of songs
Yeah.
and like $20 to fucking just find them and put them on a CD, allegedly.
There was a guy at my high school that was just like dubbing Fish live shows on cassette tape. And I had so many Fish shows on cassette tape. And then my mom spilled cleaning fluid on it, didn't know, and ruined all of them. Fish Live 1994 in Pittsburgh. They do a cappella Freebird, the four of them. And it's fucking
Haven't
cool.
they
Excuse
released
my language.
like every one of my old friends is a big Fish fan, and they for a while they were releasing like every single concert ever as a like CD that you could buy on their website. So he had an entire bookshelf of just different officially sold Fish shows.
Their one show did the White Album. Track
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, so every Halloween, I hate that I fucking know this. But
Yes.
every Halloween, Fish performs as another band. So they've covered a lot of classic
Totally.
albums. They did one as the Velvet Underground that was pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
They used to do an awesome cover of Getting Jiggy with it, which is classic.
When I was on tour with Kiss,
Wait, get out of here. Our buddy just went on the Kiss cruise.
they at the end of every show would sell a CD of the show that the fans just watched.
Get out of here.
Like they would,
That is
they would have
unbelievable
the
merch.
entire thing recorded and have like multiple things printing CDs, and you could get in line or have it shipped to you. and buy literally the live show that you just listened to.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's I mean,
Brilliant
Kiss
marketing
knows-
has always been a Kiss thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kiss merch and merchandise is like the Harley Davidson. They make everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything Kiss. The I used to go at Fish shows. I used to go by because they had the forest of microphones, right? Because they would be recording, and I can whistle, and I would always like whistle.
Ruin it for
And,
everyone.
yeah, and like during a song, I'd be like, "There's my whistle. Yeah, got it. Let's go." And just a real quick, like a real quick. There's a little Josh Macuga in there.
Oh, that's just
Cleveland?
whistling, Josh. He comes and whistles at all the
You
shows.
know
in
whistling.
Pittsburgh.
It's during Week of Punk Groove. You got to hit it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's fun.
All right, wait. So you were on tour with Kiss?
Yeah,
Did
but
you
like
work for
a-
them?
No, it was I was with the opening act.
What?
Yeah,
Did you
and
play
then,
instruments?
No. I worked for them. But the only like even funny story that I have about the Kiss crew, it was the tour manager at the time walked up to, it was Doc McGee and Gene Simmons. Doc
Yeah.
McGee's their manager.
Yeah.
Right.
And he walks up and he's like, "Hey, just wanted to let you guys know, thank you guys so much for having us out. We really appreciate it. Like, we're really like grateful to be on this tour." And Gene Simmons looks over and he goes, "I don't know who you are or how whatever band you work for is on this tour, but please never talk to me again."
That sounds about right.
That's Gene Simmons.
The Gene Simmons Family Jewels came to the restaurant where I worked when I first moved to LA, and we were told to just not approach the table. I was like, "Well, how are we supposed to serve them dinner?" I was like, "They don't want dinner. They just want to sit there and be filmed at a restaurant." I was like, "How?" And they were just like, "Food is just going to show up. Don't go to the table." And I was like, "What? How is this going to work?" Food just starts showing up at their table. I was like, "Guys, we are." Never mind.
I think one of their crew members just died recently because of the lack of like COVID protocols on their tour.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Not shocking.
Seems to be going around bands.
We heard Tyler Boone, who went on the Kiss crew, said that was Paul Stanley. He's just bald. He just wears a wig, or is it Peter Criss? One of the two.
Whatever he did, he definitely said it off air.
Oh,
I
did
mean,
Whoopsie-daisy.
the
Sorry, Tyler.
you can go listen to if you YouTube it, because the funniest thing about being on that tour was the stage banter, and it was in Europe, so like not everyone spoke English, but it didn't matter to him. He would just be like, "Hey babies, come up here and lick my boot," and like stuff like that. But we'd make fun of it like all night but we found later that someone had like taken those live shows and just edited the Paul Stanley stage banter. So there's YouTube videos with like 3 hours of just Paul Stanley stage banter, and it is incredible. Like, "What's up, sister daddy? You got a lot of hot moms here tonight."
That's like somebody edited together like 25 straight minutes of just Joe Buck doing plugs for Fox shows during NFL broadcasts, and I've watched it like 5 times. Amanda be like, "What is that?" I was like, "It's just Joe Buck talking about Titus tonight, 8 p.m. Like, it's
is
so
lovely.
good, and it just shows how many shows have come and gone on Fox, like an insane amount of TV programs. Like, "Oh yeah, that show." Oh,
Race Under Fire this Tuesday, 8 p.m.
totally, man. And it's just Joe Buck, like, as we wind down here, make sure you tune into Fox Mondays. Tool, like, it's awesome. It is so good.
Andy
And
Richter versus the world. coming up.
It's literally my wife
Ferris
just listened
Bueller's
to one
Day
of
Off.
because those are almost like living time capsules.
Yes.
Because my wife just. I was like, "What are you listening to?" Because she had it on her phone and it was playing out, and it was literally, it wasn't even the bands, but it was the Saturday Night Live guest host introducing the band.
Oh, it's a
names.
Twitter account.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was,
Yeah.
but it was a compilation where it was like 10 minutes long, and it was just like, "Ladies and gentlemen, so and so,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen," and then it was someone that was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Nirvana." She's like, "Wow, that's cool." And I was like, "You can just go watch the actual performance."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Ladies and
people.
gentlemen, Technotronic.
One of my favorite SNL moments, and it didn't even happen on the show, is I'm getting ready for SNL. I think I'm living in Pittsburgh at the time, and our local guy Ken Rice is just like, up next on Saturday Night Live, host so and so and band Death Cab for Cutie. When I was around, bands had names, and then the show just ends and goes straight to SNL. And it was such a Pittsburgh dad moment. It was so good. Right when I had bands had names. Oh, okay, Ken Rice, you're like
Yeah.
60. Take it easy.
That came from the Bonzo Doodog band song Death Cab for Cutie from the 60s. That's a name for you.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ken knows.
I know.
Can somebody?
I know my
Can you
Kiss.
hit the air conditioning?
I'll hit it.
Are you guys?
I'm trying to have
sweating?
a.
I feel
Are you
great.
able to bring that up? Did you get my text?
Check your
Oh.
phone.
I'm trying to bring up a picture of me going to Kiss in 1996.
Oh, you
wow.
posted
God.
it.
I
the other
put it
day.
on Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the world saw it, but the world needs to
But
see
the
it.
world needs to see it
But,
again.
Is there a watermark
ultimate-
on this picture?
Yeah, there's a watermark on it.
I have to say, like, their music sucks, but their live show is incredible.
The
Like,
Kiss,
they really,
yeah.
they really go all out.
Kiss is a band
Everything's
that
exploding.
you
Ken.
see them visually before you ever hear them.
Yeah.
And I remember just when I eventually did actually hear what Kiss sounded like, I was extremely confused because they had this image of just
Right.
I assumed this was gonna be like some fucking hard shit. And I'm like, this is.
I mean, Gene Simmons makeup oh my God,
There
look
it
at
is. Look at Ken.
that. So that's what I'm saying. Like Gene Simmons
1996.
makeup looks kind of like crazy, but like then you have the cat guy,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Paul Stanley just has a star. They look like
Yeah.
Gem and the
Gem and the
hologram.
hologram.
They really do.
Well, I
There
just
you go.
remember seeing Gene Simmons and being like, this is some hardcore shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
this is going to be
Knights in Satan's service.
abrasive.
that's a lot like the band Ghost.
Yeah.
Where
They're another
the
one.
band
right?
Ghost looks
Oh!
evil.
Hey, he loves that band. I
Yeah.
listened
They're
to the
great.
Dance Macabre. It's
Yeah.
really
No,
good.
Ghost is incredible.
That's another one. When
but
I
it's
finally
very
heard their music,
surprising
I was
when
like,
you first
what?
hear what they sound like.
Yeah.
Because you
It's
think
poppy.
they sound like death
Yes.
metal,
Like Slipknot.
and they
They're
sound like I mean, it's good metal, but it's slower and poppy.
Yeah.
Rock, opera, pop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
What's-
just incredible live.
What's
Just a
the
wonderful-
What's the Lights one that I like?
Rats.
Rats.
Yeah.
That's a good song too.
Yeah.
But the Dance Macabre one I could listen to anytime. That song's a banger.
They're all great. I honor their whole collection.
I don't know. It's hard to choose just one. I guess I'm the same way. That's Ken and my favorite movie.
Futility
basically.
available now on
It's,
Kickstarter.com.
we funded it, Ricky.
Yeah, it's
we
been
did it.
funded.
Oh, so
We
you can't
nailed
get
it.
it there anymore?
Well, I
Wow.
no, because I'm gonna basically set up like once it's done.
Go to your local Barnes and Noble. It'll be right there.
Right in the front section.
I hit that merch store link, guys. We're gonna get rid of all this stuff. At least we hope so. So I don't know.
Last chance to get it before they send it to Africa.
I'll send the
So many
game
people
down to
With
Africa.
Super Bowl 1995 Steelers victory.
Yeah.
Like, son of we lost that one. Yoshimitsu says Ghost does not match their image. This is fine, just surprising. Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, because I feel like Ikaika Shively does not like the music I like, and vice versa. But then he introduced me to Ghost. Introduced
I
it
like
me?
Yacht
Come
Rock.
on. You do? Do you though?
I do.
Well, the good thing is like when
never
you see
asked.
them live, like if you played it for someone and didn't show any photos of the band or
Yeah.
anything like that, like this is great. But even if you took
Yeah,
them to a
this is
live
good.
show and they still enjoyed the music, like
Terrifying.
it is a very evil vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. They
So it carries a
the
lot
dark
of the
pope, the
yeah.
skull.
Mhm.
Although
Yeah.
he's gone through several iterations. Very fascinating. There's been several Papa Emerituses.
Yeah,
over the
yeah,
years.
yeah, and the nameless ghouls, like they're all very evil looking.
They
Yeah.
put on the best live shows.
Yeah, it's incredible
Oh, man. What was the name of your band? The name of the band you work for with Kiss?
from first to last.
They awesome?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
I always wanted to work for a band. I always thought I'd be a good roadie for like 2 months, and then I'd probably get over it.
Mhm.
Like Bruce Springsteen, that would have been a cool one to work for. Or like, I mean, these. See, I'm like, listen, if it's not on the radio, Josh Macuga probably doesn't know it
Yeah.
because I've never been like the dude like you were like I found all these bands.
Well, that's actually good. You never have to evolve because the radio stopped putting new music on it about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
Classic rock stations.
Yeah, me, Josh Macuga, I like Red Hot Chili Peppers.
yeah, totally. Love 'em.
Muse.
Big fan.
Yeah, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
all
these
the
like,
hits. Sublime. Anything on the K-Rock rotation.
Yeah.
just put it on.
Yeah.
I always thought like Sublime, they kind of lost it for me. Once they
Once
went
that
past
guy
one-
died of a heroin overdose, they kind of lost it for
That
me.
was
Same
it.
with Alice in Chains.
Yeah.
The new guy sounds identical, but you don't get the vibe that there's just something terrible about to happen constantly.
It's like all those guys. That was like Ken's era. Like they just all OD'd on heroin.
Heroin was very popular
Good
in the
Lord.
early 90s for some reason.
Comedians and musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the point that you get to when you're like at a
like-
party and somebody's like, "You want to do heroin?" I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, the vibes have got to be very specific, I think,
Yeah.
for that to even enter the conversation.
It's not like something you're like, "Oh, so you guys do heroin?" Oh,
Well,
cool,
so that's
cool,
what's
cool.
weird about it back then is like now you have like an opioid epidemic that like is a precursor for heroin addiction.
Right.
But back then it was just like, hey, do you want to not feel anything for like 30 minutes
Yeah, I think
and then
people
have
were
to
just
do it
bored.
again?
All again,
There
all
just-
the time.
There wasn't much to do. There was no internet.
Yeah.
There's only like 6 channels on the TV.
There's no soul seek.
The radio is just playing the same damn songs over and over
Hey,
again.
hey,
so
hey,
I need
hey,
something
hey.
to do.
Yeah.
Let's.
You want to play
let's tie
Jenga?
off.
How about heroin?
Yeah.
You know how weed makes you really calm and relaxed?
Yeah.
Imagine 1,000 times that. but you have to inject it into your arm.
For music, it's really fucking weird though, because it's like these guys gotta be
Yeah,
so
sure, let's-
energetic on stage. Like
Yeah.
it's
And they're on heroin?
It's very taxing on you mentally and physically, and they're going and doing heroin in the middle of all that. There's your problem.
The speaking of time capsules, just the MTV Unplugged series is,
Oh.
for '90s bands is
Yeah.
literally like, do you want to see
Awesome.
these bands on heroin?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like Chris Cornell. I mean,
Nirvana
all,
one's so good.
Stone Temple Pilots might be the best unplugged. In my favorite,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the most underrated one.
The
I saw them live. They're fantastic.
Quite
Yeah.
frankly, Kiss
R.I.P.
Unplugged, really good.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains MTV Unplugged is haunting because the dude is like really fucked
I
up,
don't think I've ever seen it.
or he's either like coming out of being like. In
So
a
wait a
hole or-
second. That dude that's like, he's dead?
Oh yeah,
Wayne Stanley.
it took a while though. He was like,
Yeah,
he
it did
basically
take a
lived by himself for 5 years after the band ended, and it took like when they found him, like he was so isolated that it was like a month after he died. Like just no one was
Whoa.
even checking on him anymore.
Yeah,
Whoa.
they did like a friend did like a wellness check. Like, hey,
Yeah.
it was his accountant noticed that he hadn't spent any money for like a week.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, man. I mean, that voice, that was the cool kids in our high school. There was a gang in our suburban high school, like our all whitewashed suburban high school.
Roosters.
No, they were called the Empire, and they went like this. That was their symbol, and they rode dirt bikes, and they were awesome. Like my brother and
Now
I.
they're politicians.
Yeah. No, they all work construction in Pittsburgh. I'm pretty sure. But they all like wore Alice in Chains shirts, and my brother's like, "Have you ever listened to Alice in Chains?" I'm like, "No," and we played it. I'm like, "All right, well, this isn't my sound. Like, this band isn't for me." And they all like Slipknot came out. They had Slipknot shirts, Metallica shirts. I had one band T-shirt, and it was Bruce Springsteen's Greatest Hits, and I spilled an entire thing of Hawaiian Punch on it at a Pizza Hut, and I never wore it.
You had
again.
the greatest hits T-shirt.
It's
Yes.
not like, but you're not even old. So you were wearing a Bruce Springsteen shirt in high school in the late '90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely cool.
Cool. I was super cool.
Ghost of Tom Joad
Yep.
album, everybody.
Let's go. Because I mean, someone's like, "What's your favorite Bruce Springsteen?" I was like, "Greatest Hits, of course, or Greatest Hits Live."
It's
I'm
got
not
all
an
the good
idiot.
songs on it.
Yeah,
Tom Petty's Greatest Hits Part 2.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's one of the best
it's
songs.
so good. I
Another
had
band. Love those
every-
greatest hits.
I would go to like National Record Mart. That was the name of the records, like the CD store in Pittsburgh, and I would just be like, "Give me the greatest hits." I bought a CD player. I was like, "Give me all the greatest hits albums." That's all I want. Is I'm going to listen to the radio on a CD. Because before that, I was just recording tapes off the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every song had like, "Oh, thanks for listening to B94." Like, get out of it.
Well, you
Up
grew up
next,
in the-
Death Cab for Cutie.
So,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
Yeah, I guess regionally it would also define what's acceptable as music taste too,
Yeah.
because like Bruce Springsteen in the Northeast has got like
He's
that's
God.
a completely different thing.
Yes.
Iconic.
Yeah.
He comes to Pittsburgh and does like 5 straight nights of 30,000 seats sold, no problem.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And each show's one time I went and he was like, "Tonight's gonna be a lot of blues." I'm like, "Yeah." My dad and I left. I'm like,
I
"Ah,
know I told the story before.
boo."
But my old
only the hits.
My old program director went to the and in the '90s, so the Ghost of Tom Joad, and
Yeah.
Springsteen says no clapping till the show is done.
What?
Yeah, and he goes, "You have to sit in silence. I wrote these songs in silence. I want you to take these songs in
Yeah.
silence."
Wow.
That's Springsteen for you.
Whereas it like was no well, you're kind of close to New Jersey. Was
Yeah.
John Bon Jovi was like
Oh,
huge stuff?
gigantic.
Yeah.
Bon Jovi like had a little lull, not in Pittsburgh. No way. Like Bon Jovi, Slipper, I mean, 25,000, no problem. We had this outdoor amphitheater called Star Lake Amphitheater. So every band that was like popular sold 30,000 seats, no problem.
Let me- Is it a case of they understood that Bon Jovi was not appreciated elsewhere, but here we still stand, or was it they had no idea?
They
No
had that
idea.
really big song in the '90s, like the "Woe
It's
for My
my
Life." Oh
life.
yeah, that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean,
Wow,
he-
wow, bow, bow, buckle, bow. It was a bop.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely. I mean, I don't think Pittsburgh people knew that there were other bands outside of Leonard Skinnered, Led Zeppelin, John Mellencamp, Bruce Springsteen. Like, if there was a band that came with like, "This is a new hip band," like, no, Rusted Root. That's it. We're done at Rusted Root
Send me on my way.
because they're
There's
from
some other
Pittsburgh.
Pennsylvania bands. It's Tears. No, not Tears for Fears.
They're
Hall and
English.
Oates. Are
Hall &
they
Oates is from Philadelphia.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct. Because my mom's best friend's husband is Daryl Hall's brother.
Ah.
Basically, we're related.
No big deal.
A lot of bops in that catalog.
Yeah. Every time my mom would go like, "I saw Daryl Hall," I'm like, "What? What?" I'm like 9, obsessed with Hall & Oates. Your Kiss is on my list. I mean,
Because your kiss is all
I mean, come on, Private Eyes. I'd meet a whole.
The music video for Private Eyes is so fucking funny because
It's
like it's from that era of music videos where they didn't know what music videos were for
no
yet.
idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just like basically a 3-shot of the band in a room dressed as Private Eyes with trench coats on, and then they're
Yep.
singing Private Eyes, and there's like no B-roll, and then every time there's like Private Eyes, and they all clap on top, and
Yep.
it like flashes
Oh yeah.
a negative for like a split second, and they're like, whoa, effects.
Let me tell you guys something. Doing Private Eyes at karaoke brings down the effing house.
Oh, yeah.
'cause people like to clap. Telling you. It's a
I
good
can't
one.
think of an old artist that I was into when I was a kid.
Really?
Like Aerosmith, but they were still putting out.
They were-
huge in the 90s.
I mean, Crazy is a
Yeah.
fucking banger.
Yeah, yeah, but like I can't think of like me being like, oh, you know who was great? That's Simon and Garfunkel
Oh,
or
man.
something like that. Like
Yeah, no.
that I was obsessed with. In
I
like,
was into the Beatles and the Rolling Stones
Well,
because my parents listened
Yeah.
to them.
I got the Doors. I mean, I listen to old music, and I still do. And I keep getting older. They stay the same age.
I mean, I guess Black Sabbath, but that was all active
Yeah,
in the 80s, so it's
totally.
like not that
No.
crazy.
Early
no.
Sabbath's like that's another one. It's different than you expect it, especially
Well, that was
Given-
edgy in the 70s, though.
you look at like Ozzy Osbourne, his whole image, and like his later solo stuff, and then you listen to like the first Black Sabbath album, and it's like kind of like an R&B album in some places. It's really good. It's one of my favorite albums, but I was surprised by it
Yeah.
when I finally got around to it.
I mean, I'd see like that because we were so Catholic, we weren't allowed to have like the dark arts in our house, right? Or like the dark music, we weren't allowed to have that. Ozzy Osbourne, no way.
He bit the head off a bat.
Nope, not in this house, Macuga. We went to see Billy Joel like 7 times. I mean, I went to see Billy Joel 4 times before I was 15.
He probably abused more drugs than Ozzy Osbourne, which is saying a lot.
That's right.
Oh man, what a show! We talk about music on this all the time. I
Love
love this
music.
conversation.
Love music.
Good stuff, boys. It's so nice to have you here. I'll tell you that much. I love you both. Keep crushing it out there. Tell the people. I mean, we're gonna do some videos that make me smile before we get out of here. But you tell the people what's been going on with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we're Internet Today, youtube.com/Internet Today TV. We talk about the news. Gonna go film some news after this. Good news, bad news, mostly bad news. Sometimes all bad news. Yeah, just news. News.
Is this
until
what you guys
snooze.
always wanted to do?
No.
No. I mean,
Well, first of all, it's like it is a weird question because it's like YouTube didn't fucking exist
Yeah.
when I was a child.
Yeah, right.
Like this was not a career to aspire to.
Yeah.
No, but like
So-
talking about the news. Like,
So
was this a?
the name Internet Today, sort of, because at least for me, because the name Internet Today, I ran a website back in the late 2000s.
What?
That was called that, and it was basically like collecting like viral videos of the
Yeah.
day and viral news stories and stuff like that. And it went away when I got hired at Machinima because they were paying me money and the website wasn't. But no, at that point in time I was like super interested in like internet culture, and there wasn't a lot of people, like it was like pre BuzzFeed or like right when that was
Right,
starting to happen.
right,
So there
right,
wasn't
right,
like a general collection of like internet news back then. So like sort of I was interested in it. And then at Machinima, like eventually got hired onto the literal news team there. So it would just, it eventually.
You're
But the good thing is like I see people get burnt out from gaming all the time, and it's like at least there's never not news.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Yeah,
true.
These people, they create their own personal hell just having to play Fortnite every day for 8 hours.
Well, like we kind of got burned out on movie news and TV news.
Oh yeah,
we
we
definitely
used to
did
do
too.
that all the time, and
Yeah.
like it reached a point where I'm like, listen,
cares
they,
about
I'm not gonna look at a poster and be like, "What's this poster make you feel like?" It's a
Yeah.
funking poster.
once the media or the studios figured out, once they figured out that they could game the system by drip feeding information, and they knew that the internet would react in a certain way, like we reached a point where it's like, I guess we got to make a whole fucking video
Right.
about like 2 stills that just got leaked.
Right.
And then next week,
Yeah,
we're
and then
gonna
you're
leak something
writing
else.
you're writing an entire episode like a child who's late for an
Yeah.
assignment, where you're just like, you're writing a
Double
paragraph
spacing it.
about
Very
a
funny.
tweet. Yeah. It's just like
Crunch it, double
Yeah.
space it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, no, it's
I
fair.
do miss the trips though.
yeah.
That was the cool. Like, I get why people get into it for the love of cinema, of course, but also because you get sent around the world for free. a
I
lot.
know. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
and they
That shit
wine and
was
dine
awesome.
you.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's every time something like that happened, immediate green light from me. I was like, I don't care where it is.
Yeah, we went on so many great trips for so many bad movies.
Yeah.
It was just like, yeah, whatever. It's a
But-
great movie.
Do you want to go bungee jumping in Brazil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
want
it
to
was-
visit
it was always-
Dracula's castle in Romania?
Yeah.
Sure.
I never even saw that movie.
Guys, every movie I like is rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think the reason we got, aside from like losing contact with a bunch of people after we shifted to our own channel, I think like we caught on to their game and they caught on to ours because they'd be like, do you want to go to Hawaii for fucking Minions or something? They'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, hey, do you want to go to Santa Monica for this? And be like, no. So like anytime they would do any kind of junket in like Westwood or Santa Monica,
too
be
far.
like, nah, can't do it. And they'd be like, oh, do you want to go to London for this thing? Like, yeah, absolutely. I'll get on a plane for 10 hours.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
London has fallen.
But I'm not going to sit in a car for an hour and a half to go to Santa Monica.
Yeah, for what? Like a cookie? No, I
No.
get it. I'm with you. All those things, and they would. I would always be like the last one on the list too, because they'd be like, "Does anyone want to go shoot guns for CIA in Fullerton?" I'm like, "Yeah, what? That sounds amazing." I was the only one that would go to those ones. It was like, "I don't like this movie." I give me the bad movies.
Yeah.
I started rattling off my favorite movies to Amanda last night, and she was just going rotten. Like going through are all my favorites. I don't care. I don't care what you have to say because people are like already trashing the new Ghostbusters movie. I'm like, it's gonna be good. I guarantee you.
I mean,
Did you guys see it?
No.
I have little to no interest in it,
The
but I'll
peop-
go see it just because it's a movie.
the people I know who have seen it say it's bad. But
See,
Not
But
like
who el-
not like
but there was
horrifically
something-
bad, just not good.
but my opinions are like, whatever. All right, let's do some videos.
What did you
making
think of
fun.
Eternals? Let's. Get
I
you in
didn't
trouble.
see it yet
Wow.
because I don't get invited to those screeners anymore.
It's out publicly.
Oh, is it? Is it on Disney Plus already?
I mean, you do have a baby.
Yeah,
We can watch
but is
that.
it on Disney Plus yet?
No, it's in the movie theater.
I can't
Josh,
do that.
America's
movie
back.
Macuga over
You
here.
kidding me? I can't go to look.
Oh,
at
look
this.
at that guy.
Living the dream.
Oh, I love
Hey.
it.
What?
I love dogs sitting weird.
I know. Like
He's
sitting like
chilling.
humans.
Big
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, this is like
They love the sun.
they really do.
Sun patching.
It's like my high school girlfriend, just like out in the sun, face
Sun
up.
patching.
I'm not going to Hollywood tans. I'm getting that natural Pennsylvania sun. All right, what's next, DK? Watch this guy.
Oh,
Ah!
Is that a baby Saint Bernard?
Yeah,
Yeah, get him back.
that's a cat move.
I know,
You
right?
don't see dogs jumping like that.
No, you don't. Look at this old guy. Living the dream.
That's great. Put a cape on him. You got a Halloween costume. built
I
in
know.
there.
I feel like I jump off steps like this still. And that's probably why I have a bad left knee. All right, what's next, DK? We got to turn up the sound on this one. Oh, no. So they give this kid an onion. Right? Watch. They're like, as a joke, like, they shipped him an onion. He's like, what? Wait a second.
Gift? You've taken my faith and
Look
put
at
it.
him. He loves his onion.
Aw, he's like Shrek.
That's probably
Okay.
it.
You got a baby Yoda.
Oh, that's
This
good.
lives for the onion. Is this the last one, DK?
Because like it's like when you're a
Two more.
kid, you watch Popeye and you're like, wow, spinach must be delicious.
Yeah.
Can we get some spinach? My parents would be like, no, you don't want that.
All right,
I'm
watch
like, no,
this.
I do.
This is Ben Macuga and Josh Macuga at this age. I'm the younger brother. We've gotten a toy that is probably not the safest. Ben's like, how do we make this better? All right, I'm going to abuse my younger brother, and I'm going to
no.
slam him on it.
Oh,
Harmless fun.
yeah. They got soft bones.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no! Yukaika! Antivirus! All right, we got one more.
Yeah, we got 5 days left.
There was a blizzard in China, so Harry Potter World looked amazing.
Oh.
This
Ooh, it's
this
Harry
is-
Potter
This
world.
is to make Yukaika happy. Huh?
Yeah. Yukaika just loves showing theme parks. The man gets...
That looks so much more legit than L.A. and Orlando Harry Potter World. It's just
Yeah.
like
You can't get snow like that.
Hey,
Yeah.
welcome to Christmas time at Harry Potter World.
Oh,
It's
like
85 degrees out.
yeah. Would you like a warm butterbeer? Like, no, I'm already sweating.
Do you guys make an iced butterbeer? Ricky, Eliot, thanks for being here. Ken, thanks for being here. Yukaika Shively, what do you got?
Can I say thank you
No.
to Kingsport Cow?
Sure.
Yesterday, I went to my mailbox, my professional mailbox, opened up a big package from you, Cal, the history of Kingsport, Tennessee.
Look
a
at
big
that.
book. He knows my love of Tennessee and the Tri-Cities area. So thank you, Cal. I appreciate
Does it have the map as to where the Chili's
that.
and
No, but he did have a handwritten letter from August. So so happy to get that letter, too. But it meant a lot because Cal's been a follower and supporter of us for a
yeah,
while.
he's the best. Kingsport Cal is a legend. We are going to go to that Tri-Cities area one of these days,
One of these
Ken.
days. I'll take you to that Cheddar's.
I want to go to Cheddar's. I love a good chain restaurant. Thank you. So tomorrow's Yukaika's last show. Tune in for that. We're going to take him out to lunch after. It's going to be a whole thing. Going to miss the hunk. He's going up north and he's doing. And he's got big things on the horizon, that Hawaiian
Yeah.
hunk. You know what I mean?
He outgrew this place.
He really did. but he lost all the weight to stay here because he won the weight loss challenge. 23 pounds in 3 months. This kid.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's a legend. And then we had chicken bakes to celebrate on Friday.
Well, yeah,
'Cause
delicious.
they're delicious.
I got Jack in the Box last night too.
Did you?
It was delicious.
I made pasta carbonara.
Mm.
Pretty good. It's the only thing I can make.
Citrus pork tacos.
Whoa.
Wow.
Ken, vegan hamburgers.
No, I went to Wood Ranch with Tom Rhodes and Mark Ellis. It was not a vegan night
So
last night.
good. I think we're going to do Wood Ranch for lunch tomorrow, my dude.
Okay. I have a 1 o'clock. Can you eat fast?
Well, it opens at 11.
Oh, we're golden.
They start those smokers at like dawn.
I know. Burbank
you can
smells
smell it all the way down the
amazing.
highway.
Yeah. That was the best part about working at Collider, coming out for lunch and just smelling the whole city, smell like burning wood.
That wasn't food.
Doxed.
Ladies and gentlemen, every single day you choose positivity. It's an active choice. Call somebody, text them, tell them you love them. It matters. It's way easier to love than hate. Find the good. We'll see you tomorrow.